Hello, hello world. Hello global heart healing listening people and hello my darling Anna. Welcome to our podcast. We're so happy you're here.
I'm also very, very happy to be here and to open the floor on this beautiful podcast with you, darling Joy.
Thank you. Thank you. So, we're going to just jump right into it because there's going to be beautiful things that come up along the way, and at the end Anna will give you ways that you can connect with her as well. But mostly, we're just here to talk about healing. So, Anna, can you just tell us a little bit about your healing journey and maybe what first led you on this path of healing and even on a path of becoming the healer that you are now in the different ways?
I believe every woman come to a period that I was. I was a mom already on three little kids, and I was pregnant with the fourth. And I felt so disconnected. I felt so much in so much emotions and pain and even meaning of guilt that was coming up many times to myself. And at that period of my life, I lost my mom, which was the primary source of like really sharing and giving information front and back. And I couldn't find an exchange for that. And I started searching for tools, tools that gonna bring me to a space of peace, tools that gonna bring me to a space of communication, better communication with myself and others. And first of all, space of love, because when we become in a space of fear, which was originally my space, because I was afraid, I lost my mom and I didn't have the backup option, like most of the women don't. Like it's the whole construction of like connection between a daughter and a mom. I know that some people don't have it, but like I had a mom that like I was very connected, and there are multiple tools that can bring you there. One of them allowed me to enter the road, and then as the time was passing, I was joining other and learning other stuff from other people from the community. So probably we'll touch base on that. But yeah, that was the big pain enter a big space of healing.
Okay. Thank you so much. And you're such a great mom yourself. So clearly, you did find your way, and um, your children are lucky, and our world is lucky because you kind of do a lot of mothering to the world as well. I recognize that because this is kind of where I feel. And so, just moving from that into what are some of the things that you really felt like you personally like what really served you in your healing journey? What are some of the tools that you gravitated to?
I started with Silva, which is a very technical method, and it let me more tap into my intuition. It was one of the first things that I entered the world of healing or any spiritual guidance. I loved Silva because it's like really technically organized. It's something different than most of the method that I did afterwards. And it's also something that it's connected a lot with the mental programming, which on that level of my life was very easy because we all love repetition. And Silva is all trapping into your cell, but like you can repeat certain things. You can repeat numbers, forms. And because this is a method that is done by someone that was very technical, it is very easy to program yourself to go on the state of connection with yourself. In Silva, that's called centering. And I did practice quite a while, and I didn't enter it straight away. It took me a few times to do the course because I was reading results of people and I was wondering why I'm not there. And it made me angry, perhaps like many of the people that come here, like when you hear all your friends get healed from something and then you go there and you don't understand. I was just not there. I was not there with my heart, with my soul. I still didn't understand the process. So I think any moment that you can tap into your intuition is the first part of entering the course. So Silva brought me to that, and I'm very grateful. Then there were many modalities, but Silva is definitely my entering course towards my own personal healing.
Okay. And I know, really, I'm not sure where to move next because there's beautiful pieces, but I also know that creativity is a huge piece for you. So do you want to touch on that and all that you do?
Absolutely love. So like creativity was something that I put in my backpack because like I was guided from the society, from many people. I was already a mom and I was supposed to be serious. Like everybody expects this part, like when you already get married, have children, you need to go to a serious job to get the serious money. And I didn't know which part of me is lacking. As a small child, I always dreamed to be an artist. I wanted to be a painter. I was writing poetry. I was going to a theater club. But all of that was in my backpack. So when I started finally tapping into my own intuition, it first initially opened the road to a new university. I was accepted at the age of 35 at the university, Dream University in Canada. The university didn't happen because of many things at that time, and then COVID hit, and probably it was not meant to be. But the thing that they accept my portfolio without any guidance or training was already an approval for myself that I'm supposed to continue creating. And that brought me to photography afterwards, but that became my biggest passion, and I'm photo shooting ever since. So my creative tool is the photography.
Absolutely. And for those of you who are not yet familiar with Anna's work, she is an artist and she brings out the true essence of her subjects. And she also does magic with buildings. And I just, she's very magical. She's highly intuitive. And that shows through all of her work, both her healing work and her photography. So I encourage you to explore this darling Anna Sroka, please. So, Anna, now getting a little bit deeper into healing and intuition and all of that, what for you does heart healing mean personally?
So heart healing is a big thing. And I will again connect it to photography because I wanted to, like my initial dream when in 2000, I don't know, 2002, I think I wrote in a paper, I want to help other women feel beautiful. And it was a simple sentence like that. But finding the tool that you can make that and make it happen for other people was like very tricky. So to make this possible through my heart and to show it to other people, I choose my tool. I choose photography. So when I am with the people, I can show only what I see. I cannot show anything beside that. And I think that if you find your tool, like I find on photography or any other coaching trip or like anything that you can put connected with your heart, you can present to the world what you really feel. Because then like when I'm with a person one on one in a group setting, I can just photoshoot what I see through my heart. I cannot tell any other story beside the one that, because my heart is connected with my eyes and my eyes see what I feel. And it's really about how it makes you feel. So I think global healing come through me, through my pictures, because I express people emotion. I express people like when they stay in front of me, I always turn them around or put them like, let's stay more on the light or the sun or something, because there is just some magic happening there. And you can present it to many different forms. My choice started to be photography long time ago, like, and I'm evolving there, like we all are. But definitely, yeah, my heart, it comes through my vision and it's really connected to what I can create for others through my heart.
Thank you. Okay, so maybe would you want to share a transformative healing experience that deeply moved you, either as a healer or as a participant?
I think that one of the most amazing things was like a few years back. Like there was a lady, she came to me and she was a bit obese, and like she was really worried about her body. And she said like, no, like I don't like pictures of me. Like the first thing I stand there with the camera, the first conversation was, I don't like pictures of me. And I was like, okay, like, but can you share with me your dreams? And it ended up like that she had these big dreams like of self-acceptance and feeling good, first of all, for herself. Like getting naked in front of her man was a blockage for her that she couldn't pass. Like she was like saying like that's like really inappropriate. I'm married for this person and like I fully don't accept myself. And I think there are many women that are gonna see this like can feel aligned, because like after pregnancy or before pregnancy or during life, this lady was not pregnant, but like we all have this at some point, even if the body's not changed. So we agree on a photo shoot and we went there, and it was like 5 hours photo shoot, like really 5 hours long. And I like we had a long conversation before where we should go, why we should go. And usually the healing appears always when we are in the space of our own happiness. So to make a transformation or any kind of healing, we need to understand the other side more than we want to present what we know, because they are another place. So we went to the forest. We walked for 5 hours, and then we did a photo shoot in half an hour. Like really, like she got almost like in her own underwear. She almost got naked, which was like a huge success for herself. And then like half a year passed, and she's calling me, "Can we do another photo shoot?" And I'm like, "Oh, like what happened?" And she said, "Like like everybody watched these pictures." And then I put some on my social media. And then like everybody commented very positively on myself. Like so I felt so beautiful, so full of myself. And I decided to do something like wilder, freer. And she said, like, you just heal me. Like you just automatically heal me there. And when I saw her afterwards, she applied for a better position at work. She quit the job she had and she found a better place to work. Like she said that the relationship with her husband went better because she felt confident in her own body. And then a bit more kilos, like I was repeating there, like that healthy is the only space you should be. Like nothing else. Like healthy is the new skinny, as my teacher used to say. Like it's really to be healthy. It's not about like, I know social media create a lot of like standards like for the new generation now, and I can see that in the young people. But like if you accept yourself and you feel beautiful, there is no more beautiful woman than a happy woman for me. So this lady, like we are still in contact. I did a photo shoot for her like lately. We repeated every half a year. She want to keep the vibration on. But like she lost so much weight. And she said, like, what did you do to me? And I was like, nothing. I just let you see yourself with my eyes. And that was enough.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Let's just sit in that for a minute, because isn't that beautiful? That's just so I hope everybody feels that and takes that in and just put all of Anna's thoughts and words into your own mind for you and let that sit. Get a little healing right now. Yeah, beautiful. Thank you so much. So how do you integrate this is kind of a fun one because you live in Poland. So how do you integrate different cultural or spiritual traditions into either your photography or your healing work, which are obviously very interconnected?
Absolutely. Because like I think that conversation with any human to human is the most important. And I feel most of all joy. Like I don't like I learn to be present and first hear the other person before I say my opinion. And I learn to ask, which was not an easy one for me, because like I'm a pleaser and I want to give to people everything I know and everything I have. But the healing work and all healing tools teach me to listen, first of all, because most of us, in order to get healed, want to be heard. Just hearing is already a huge process of healing, because some of us don't have anyone to hear us in the space we live. Some of us don't have the best friends near us. Some of us don't have the mother near them. So like it's really a wider perspective. And I think that my biggest learning in this whole healing journey was allowing people to be heard, and then stepping out from there and creating what they want instead of me giving them what I know.
Two things, if you didn't catch it. The first was presence. She just gets present. And second, she listens. And then she brings from her heart what was called for by their heart. And it's deep connection. That's everybody in our entire world needs deeper connection. And they just want to be seen, recognized for who they are. And we can all do that for each other if we just take the moment to become present and listen. Thank you.
I want to add something there, because like one of the things that I had was expectations that were put from the society, and I was expecting that I'm going to receive this from a certain people. Once I remove that from myself and I allow myself to be guided towards the people, I allow other people to hear me so I could hear others. So if you're stuck in a space that you're like saying to everyone, and no one see me home, no one from my friends, family, no one hear me what I really want. It's like you're putting already an expectations over everyone. Like we're in this, like we are all global citizens. We have a connection way wider, like this podcast, and we can contact the people that we see on the other side because they can support us through the whole process. We need to start from somewhere, but the presence, and like you need to start from someone. If you didn't receive it where you are, open yourself and look wider.
Absolutely. Thank you. Woo! I feel you, baby. I always do. um, okay, so then moving from kind of the individual to the bigger picture, what you just kind of brought in exactly, what role does community play in the healing process?
I think that when I went into the loneliness and the sadness and the fear of not being good enough or not worthy. I think that most of the mothers in the group or women like feel in general, because we try to put us in some standard. I entered in the period of COVID the community of Mind Valley, and I found my people in the world, which was very big interest to something, because I'm a big fan of science fiction movies. When I was smaller and I started reading X-Men, I was always imagining that I'm Charles entering the cerebro and finding my people somewhere in the earth. And I was like, when I started finding these people, and they were from America, they were from Spain, they were from Turkey, they were like all around the globe. And I was like, okay, like all these movies that bring me in some kind of projection or visualization or any process that allow me as a child to dream are bringing me now to really real people. And for long it looked so real that I can find women that don't know me, never saw me, and can understand me without words. Like it was scary. And I know for many of you, online sound like scary, because of course you can find bad people. They are like everywhere. But I found my people, and I'm very grateful to Mind Valley that brought me to such a wider community, that brought me into a fully different way of understanding culture, space, people. First of all, other women, and that you can find your accountability group anywhere, and find the women that gonna give you way different perspective than you have. And I think that's the biggest course in my life for me.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how we met, and like, one of the things that I often refer to is it's energy, you guys. You have to get that how you are within your heart and how you are with your literal thinking process. Your requests are going out, whether your thoughts are your requests, and the universe is listening. And the caliber of people and the pure intention and the heart centered intention for helping themselves with pure intention, and then also having such a heart for helping the world to heal. Those are the people who came to us, and it's feels like magic. It does. The truth is, it's energy, and energy can feel exactly like magic if you are on the right side of energy. If you're so deeply caught in the wrong side of energy, it feels the least like magic of everything. It feels quite uncomfortable. So I just want to encourage people to learn a little bit more about energy and frequency. And the easiest way to do that is just put your hands on your heart and go within and listen. There is an inner guidance system in your heart that is here specifically for you. It will teach you, lead you, guide you, and show you what is right for you. And you don't have to listen to any of the noise out there. Simply go within. That is the right spot for you, and you will find the universe serving you, helping you, leading you, and bringing you to more people who are in alignment with your pure heart intention. As simple as that. That's how Anna and I met.
So beautiful. Yeah. But you mentioned something very beautiful, getting intentional. And I think that was the space that opened the doors. And I think I was finding myself excuse before, because I would say I have children, I have my husband, I have this, like always finding the reason why not to do it. And this woman showed me in the community I can do way more than I believe in myself. And you told me many times, like, it's just really a journey, and allowing other people to believe more in you than you believe in yourself, it's just a gift. And that brings you to a fully different place than you already are. And it's okay to be afraid. Like many of the women told me, like, it's okay to be afraid. And that's already a big thing when it comes to self-healing. But we can do it all together, scared. And it's opening for you new doors and new places
Yeah,
and new possibilities, of course.
yeah. And you just want to I just want to encourage people, just like we did. We didn't really know who we would meet. And there's a lot. I've been scammed. Don't think I haven't. But I just was like, you know what? That is not part of my new reality. I set a boundary energetically that I would find my people. I remember my very first time that I was coming in online, after it was the second time in a quest, but it was the first time with getting a tribe buddy. And I'd been scammed very fiercely. I will tell you. Somebody who actually, in the long run, it turned out that they sold identity theft protection insurance. Um, but they did a major job, took all of my contacts out of my phone, um, literally fried two computers. It was fierce. It was really fierce. And so when I went to do this, and I was going to click the little button to find my tribe buddy. I said, so universe, I need to be connected with someone who's in alignment with me, and I'm in alignment with them. And perhaps we can even bring greater benefit to each other and the world. And this all depends on this click. And so I'm asking you, pay attention to what I need on the other side and bring it. And man, it did. And it's been like that ever since, just ever since. That's again coming back to intention. And so I also want to clarify just for a minute that if I hadn't been scammed, and harshly so, I wouldn't have had the clarity to make that very pure intention guiding the energy. So you guys can use all of these. Everything, life is not happening to us. It is happening for us. So you just have to listen, find the lesson, and then move forward from there with that new perspective, new boundaries. Okay. Sorry. You just brought so much of that out. I just had to stick it
But
in.
that's beautiful. Yeah, I think also like just opening your heart for the more and getting a really clear intention. I mentioned Silva, so the guy that created Silva, he was basing everything on frequency and vibration. And if you go to the certain radio station and you put yourself on a certain radio station, people on the other radio stations won't listen to you because they are not on that vibration. So we need to be intentionally putting us selves in certain vibration and attracting certain people. And how many of you like sometimes they speak to other people and like they just didn't understood my message or they just didn't hear me speaking, like even if they are in front of us and like really clearly visibly seeing us, they cannot hear us just because their vibration is somewhere else. And it's nothing wrong in that, but just get intentional to find the people that are on the exact same vibration as you are. And you will.
Exactly. You will. You will. And you'll feel it. Your heart will feel it. You can, I think people even know this. You can notice somebody's persona when they walk into the room. They can be clear across the room and you can get a little hit. I want to go meet them, or I'm going to let them go that way. that's that's energy, that's frequency, that's vibration. So, and my big part of that was chakra healing, and then of course the work that I do. And I've been muscle testing for 28 years. And then Anna wanted to take my course, and we just had so much fun. And that's what I also want to share to people is a healing journey doesn't have to be super painful and deeply draining. It does not. It can be very uplifting and just exactly what you did with what you described happened with what you did with the woman that you went on the walk in the woods, and then everything that's happened since then. It it can just be light. You guys, it doesn't have to be hard. Healing doesn't have to be hard. You don't have to spend hours on the couch talking, or digging deep into the stuff. There's so many ways. Hypnotherapy. I do body code, emotion code, belief code. There's chakra healing, like you name it, Silva, duality, all of these things there's so many ways to heal, honestly. And that then brings you back to your heart, because your heart will find the right way for you to heal. So you don't have to worry about what way to heal. Just listen to your heart. So, Anna, on that, then, what advice would you give to someone who feels disconnected from their heart or from love in their life?
To listen like to what the heart say. Like I did reveal a lot of my like I first of all, like let's start from the beginning. I started writing. So I'm dyslexic and my brain connects stuff differently. And I will always worried because like it goes so fast that I sometimes I have so many ideas and I'm creative. So like if you're at that space, it was the easiest way to start writing. Then I went into positive intelligence and I discovered my own saboteurs. You can do it with the different modalities. I got so inspired there because I discovered My primary saboteur is pleasing. So it's not about me pleasing others the way, like, I couldn't receive help from others because I wanted to give so much that I was not capable of receiving. So in order to heal yourself, you need to be capable of holding balance of whoever you are or whatever you are. Then I did do a lot of spiritual work with body code, emotional code. I did became a hypnotherapist, and I did a lot of self hypnosis, and I got a lot of hypnosis because, like, there are certain beliefs that are not really coming up, or we don't see them, and they pop up in a certain situation. And usually most of our beliefs are created as we were children. But the one thing I never forget how it made me feel. So the situations that were happening in my life were not even the situation. I'm not where I was when I'm a child. I'm an adult person. But the feeling was always coming up. So I needed the time to reframe, change the shape or the form of the words I'm saying to myself. My teacher, Marisa Pierce, say, like, she have a book that is called Tell Yourself a Better Lie. But it is like that we are creating a beliefs based on something at certain point of our life. And when we understand that we are adults, we have the right of reframing what we believe now, because we are responsible not only for ourselves. I'm responsible first of all for my children, then for the relationship I create around myself, then for the wider communication with other people, and telling myself that I'm still powerless or not enough powerful is something that I fully created in my head. And I have a right to reframe that. So if that's a possibility, I encourage them to reframe the words they're saying to themselves.
Absolutely. And you'll have some ways to connect with Anna, but you can also look up some of these things that she's referring to and start empowering yourself immediately. So please do that. Oh gosh, Anna, this is so much fun. So one of the things, so the next question here is, how has your own personal healing evolved over the years? But something that you mentioned really just clicked in my head. I remember you and I having deep conversations about Montessori schooling, and really, really serving the interests of the child. So do you want to touch on that just
Absolutely.
as part of that question?
So when my firstborn was born, and like we all dream about this moment we have a child, and I was thinking this child is mine, I need to do everything I know, and then like I started doing stuff that my parents did. And at a certain point I discovered this technique that was called Montessori, and I assigned myself to the school. There is an interesting synchronicity there. She's born on the exact same date I am, or the way is worse. So when I went to the school and I saw, and like this woman just allowed the children, like the teachers were not teaching the children, they were following and guiding, which was fully new perspective for me because like they had a lot of things there, like including that they could cut, they could make sandwiches by themselves, they could do a lot of stuff. And it was about showing them how to use all of this stuff. And then I realized like we're bringing these small children, like physically small in this world, and we one day to adapt in this big space and big room or big kitchen, and we try to make them not to throw something, not to break something. And it's not because they cannot do it, it's because the world is adapted to the adult people. And when I shifted the perspective that I can, it's all like the children can learn anything. Of course it takes time, and of course it get messy on the way because it take a bit longer time to train them, but they are fully independent. And this independency like just blow me away. My youngest one, like he started eating by himself, like by the age of 2, like he was fully like doing anything. Now he's at age of 12 and he's cooking fully in the kitchen, like he can do anything, like he can do better cakes sometimes than me, which is just impressive. And also he have his own opinion, because part of Montessori is allowing the freedom of saying your own words, which was definitely not the way I was when I was child, because I was listening to my parents more than I was not like always taking my own voice, but giving the children the freedom that they can have. Then you allow these children to take a voice. You allow these children to show feelings. You allow these children to have their own opinion and choose their own guidance. And you just propose. So I'm raising at this point four fully different personalities, like different children, different interests. But it was a choice to allow themselves to be themselves instead of me telling them who they are supposed to be. And I'm very happy with the choices I did, because I think it's a wonderful method. It's not the only one that you can find, but it's the one I follow. And I'm very, very happy with the decision I did then to learn a bit more. I never became a teacher because I gave birth to four in a very short period of time after I finished a big part of the course. But I did learn a lot how much more you can do if you allow yourself to be present and listen to this young human in this planet and adapt the surrounding for him instead of putting him into the surrounding that we already own.
So the reason I brought that, I love that so much. I love every word you said. And I just wanted to tell you the reason I brought that up is I see so much of that. Also, you integrate it into your work with adults and people in when you're doing the photo shoot. Like, can you guys notice that? Like, didn't it just, you just felt it, you could see all of that integration into all of who Anna is and what she does and how she relates and how she then helps people heal because she is listening and present. Ooh, from the little to the large.
We are all children in our heart.
We are.
And if we know how to embrace this happiness that we owned before we took all the limiting beliefs, before we took all the fears, all the entries of the world and changes in the world, I think we can all bring that up, this happiness in us. And I think that that make me, yeah, like really focus on the small children. And any of you is ever sad, go to the playground and see these children. They never give up. They fell down, they have front flips, back flips, all these things around, and they're still doing it. As an adult, we give up so much, and I'm encouraging them to embrace the child in your heart and just like follow it.
Absolutely. So that then kind of really exemplifies how your personal healing has evolved over the years. Is there anything else you would like to add to that?
I think I keep learning. I realized with the time that I became a kind of addicted of education, but my mom used to say the only thing nobody can take is an education from yourself, because that's your inner computer that you made the programming and you need updates. That's why we can use hypnotherapy, we can use like multiple modalities, but just as we like why like we need an update just as our phone, because life change, society change, world change. In the last 2 years we are all evolving so much. So allow yourself to change and allow yourself to receive support from others that can help you through the process, because some people are just experience, and when they speak from a space of experience, I think you can do like just the work and move from the space you are in a case you need that. If you want other changes also, like everything is there in the world available.
I have one last thing that I just want to say, and it's more kind of like a compliment, but it's also an example. You have such bravery because you have embraced so many different languages and you have dyslexia and you have gone ahead and just shown up authentically as you, and it has blossomed, my darling, into everything you have going now. And I just think that people need to be encouraged to do that. You know what? Just do it. Just do it. Don't worry about if it's perfect. Just show up and do it. And look at this whole picture. This is perfection to me. I love you so much.
Thank you so much. I think that one thing, like not to give up, because sometimes like we think we are ready and we again put an estimation or expectation. And I was long waiting that someone is gonna come and save me, like literally come and save me, because I will do so much good, and someone will come and say like I think that's part of mistake of the movies, that there is this wonderful princess that is walking through the street and she's so good and someone is coming and picking her up and creating this fairy tale life. At certain point of my life, I realized like, what if I'm supposed to create it for myself? And I went like I realized how much power I was giving away to others, people, stuff, projects, which were not initially something that is moving me from one space to another. And again, I write it down. Just like we didn't, like I didn't think about Montessori in a meanwhile, but like when you make a list of what you really know in your life, you will see that there are many things that you know that other people don't know, and you will see the qualities. So I needed to write it down. And some simple things like as active listening or active speaking, like they are tools. They are literally tools. You can have a tool for planting plants, like it's also something that you have. And don't count that everybody know how to do it. Ask if someone needs support. Can I help you? Can I support you? And I believe if the people that are seeing this are not afraid to ask you for help, or not afraid to ask you for tools or stuff that they will need in their life, they will never make a move. Just don't be afraid. Ask for help. Like asking for help, I think was the biggest one for me. So ask for help. If you feel like you're in a space that you need help, ask for help. There are people that are gonna show up for you.
I agree. And also the going to yourself for help, feeling safe. That's one of the biggest messages that we want to send out is heart consciousness and going within and listening. It will bring you to the right help. You don't have to be afraid. It will energetically lead you on the right path for you. And all of us are so different. We need that inner compass. We need that inner guidance system. So just helping people get back to knowing that that is there within them. Uh, Anna, this has been magic. And now what I really want to do is give you a moment to really share how people could connect with you.
You can create through me to me through social media. I have an Instagram account. I have Facebook account with my name, surname. I have also through my previous surname, Trajanovska, Instagram account. But you will see there pictures of myself. And the thing with the self-love that Joy just mentioned, I choose photography, but because I wanted to accept myself fully. And as a mom, my body changed, and I wanted to fully accept myself. And part of my self healing and self acceptance came through my own self photography. And I allow myself to see myself through the eyes of the perspective of myself. And when I fully accepted myself, I could create magic for others. So that's the work that is needed in order to heal others. Love yourself. Love yourself, because if you want to share with everyone else that they are beautiful, if you want to share with everyone else that they are seen and accepted, you need to feel that, because people feel that. And through photography, you're so close to the people, you cannot lie there. You need to love yourself, accept yourself fully with all the minuses and pluses you will all have. Of course, everybody can share like, oh, I want to change this and that. Like, accept yourself, because only healthy is the one that like should be validation for ourselves. If like even healthy can come through self acceptance, it can come through self love, and encourage you to do that.
And that is the perfect way to end. Thank you so much, Anna. Thank you for being here. Thank you for who you are, what you bring to the world, and just thank you for your heart and words and sharing with all of our global heart healing. These conversations about global heart healing, they just need to become easy, normal, and honestly in everybody's everyday, so that we all feel like we can reach out and heal a little bit more. And as we heal, so heals the world.
Absolutely. Thank you,
Thank
Joy.
you,
Thank
Anna.
you so much.